Don't you remember your adventure plans?
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Huh? Then why did you say we...
I came across this commission while reviewing our... It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers. With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake...
Well, that's us for sure!
If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the...
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that...
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. They say one of the... But the problem is, they don't know the missing person.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If somebody had...
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by... Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry. In any case, it would probably...
All right then, let's go! To Vimara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be...
Hello there. You looking to buy?
Oh, no, we're adventurers.
So you're here about that, then. You're not the first. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name?
I don't know. I really haven't...
Okay, guess you're...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my... I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very... We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but at least that's what everyone in the village seems to think.
All right, specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind, so I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did.
But of course, everyone in the village is... There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure.
Could he have just moved away?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen...
Huh. All right, thanks for the information.
It's that guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
So that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling... I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit and whenever someone had something on, as the village chief, I owe him many thanks.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle, but, you wouldn't happen to know any details?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember.
It's okay. What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. Like, the name thing. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived? Wait, so you're saying... Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're...
Yep, sure are.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vimara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our...
I'm not sure this...
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very... We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky, or stop. I was actually adopted by the people of Vimara Village. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village with...
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to be... Really? You know exactly how I feel? Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well... No matter what came my way, I knew I could always... He was so thoughtful and pure. And patient, too. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much No, none of those things matters.
Wow. You two must have been real... Did he ever tell you any...
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. Oh, right. I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was... They're not here anymore. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed... Look at me. Talking your ear off and still not the last time I talked this much and... come to think of it, every time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking...
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Dust... The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this? Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready! Strike a pose!
One with nature.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show...
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, they seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight.
Maybe the Abyss Order... Well, We should head back and check out the situation in Vimara Village just in case. If the Abyss or... Wait a second. The person... It's...
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village.
Yep, see you later! Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the...
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose? No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the Hilly Trail?
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased...
Still, the Hilly Trail activity is causing a lot of problems.
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy. And you shall have them. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk. So that was the commission that brought you here. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity. And that is certain—
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you? I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation. His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Kanria. The wise Roptatir, the visionary Vedrfolnir, Gold Rhindaughter, the foul Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clotar to create the Abyss Order was him.
They were once people of great esteem in Kanria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world. Yet, deep within, the five of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy, and for that, they shall never have my forgiveness. Indeed, if they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world. Of course, as I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osial and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's memories, could it be connected?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very...
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere... Well, let's go find Dane! Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
The missing person from your commission.
Oh, young guy? Early 20s?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that... memories of him.
Maybe...
No, it wasn't a dream. And I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What? Okay, So this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order.
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him. But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with... Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would see an come with me. We must check...
Oh, so you're going to take us to it?
Of course.
Huh? So you hid it way out here? Not an easy place to discover, that's for sure. Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Hey, wait up!
Stay close and you will live. Wind strike! Share!
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
laid bare.
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism. The door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the Abyss.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Desolation!
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted... Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see...
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturb...
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't...
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect... Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer. I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot to say. But if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on. Hey, look at those hilly churls. Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago? What?
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was that? It sounded so gentle. Oh, this is weird. Let's check. Looks like the same thing is happening over...
You see, we're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer...
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered softly. Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no...
It almost sounds like a poem or... Well, now that the hilly trolls have calmed down, let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our... Grandpa Medea, is everyone all right? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? Thank you for your concern.
Well, that's good. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across... Huh? Well, you know, the young guy from Vimara Village. That's kind of the whole reason...
Ah, I do apologize. At least right now, I can't see...
But how is that? Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadea about... What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been... You're right. We should narrow down the possibility.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things. He's around 20 years old.
Oh, I know who.
Really? You...
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. Then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just... Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with...
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada, no one remembers him, because there's been a change in people's memories. If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, time travel is... If we really did travel back to a time... If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory...
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in just like how you entered your sibling's memory. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. Right. If he's someone who only existed, but didn't Bayron just say that he saw him? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is? Good idea! That we pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That! Can we does it maybe leave a trick?
There's a difference between memories that are... Maybe not. If time was allowed to pass,
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That's the tell of the fake memory. The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy, like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing... That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a...
Dainsleif had memories implanted into his mind. No. The color of the sky.
Oh, right! That...
Come to think of it, every time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt...
Yep, that has to be it! This is... Yeah, that...
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. It's okay if you don't. You...
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman. You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Oh, right! This version of Atosa...
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of... So... I should see...
Another time, huh?
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate. You're Kari Bear Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite... Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling... This is Atosa's memory. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. As you well know. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate. But despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the loom of fate. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the loom of fate. As for your question, the loom of fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence, but it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. After all, its existence cost me my life. That. I was wrong to implant those. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world, as if... I know what why would I do something so meaningless? But I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly... Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been... I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended along. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them... If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The loom of fate has already been completed. No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he? His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan. That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you all. Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be complete. I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of them. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate. You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic, after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form. To comfort me, my father told me a story. That this was a fair... That story managed to dispel my fears. Even if my goal was simple, to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, to implant a specific memory. In that memory, I would tell them a story. I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. But now...
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time. Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation? The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree? That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years. The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria. There's been no sign of activity.
Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes? Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it. You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the Heavenly Principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me. Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here. Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
Still so sleepy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw it. Oh, and Dane came by just now. It looked like he didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya. Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that he was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember. Wait, really? What a score! Well, what happened after that?
there you are. Sleep.
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave, so there we were, searching away, when, according to him, one day around dusk he was passing by this one tree. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little late, and after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is.
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably... Paimon wonders how Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so...
Oh, it's you two. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened. Honestly, I just can't believe it's funny, but I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of us. I'm just happy I got to meet him. Okay, I'll admit. I was dumped, wasn't I? Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye? You don't need... It's just like Curry Bear said. It's the things we... And, you know, if he has a heart... Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two.
Well, that should be it, right? Oh, right! Weren't you about to... A picture? Where